Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today, we will discuss how the US exit from Afghanistan will impact India. As the US prepares to leave Afghanistan after about 20 years, there are several questions regarding the future of Afghanistan and impact on India. There are fears that after the US forces leave, Pakistan backed Taliban may seize power in Afghanistan. That scenario won't be a happy situation for India, which has invested billions of dollars in the war torn country. In the agenda today, we will try to analyze and understand the situation with two experts. We have with us former Deputy Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, and retired diplomat Ambassador Vishnu Prakash. But before we start our conversation, have a look at this small report.
It is now decided that the US will pull out all its troops from Afghanistan by September 11 this year. And this has led to questions like, what next? What will happen to Afghanistan, where extremist terrorist group Taliban, propped up and supported by Pakistan, is eyeing power through military force? The exit of the US troops would create a security vacuum in Afghanistan, which will not augur well, especially for India. It is a major worry as the adverse security situation in Afghanistan will have implications on our interests. India has invested over $3 billion in Afghanistan, building its Parliament House complex, power projects and other infrastructure, besides capacity building. Any adverse force taking control of Afghanistan will mean a big setback to all those activities of India. In terms of security also, if Taliban takes control of Afghanistan, there can be serious implications for India, considering the past experience when the extremist group was in power from 1996 to 2001. Meanwhile, China is also apparently showing interest in Afghanistan. According to a recent report in the Chinese media, China may send its troops to Afghanistan as peacekeepers after the US forces leave, and if China does that, it will add another dimension to the security concerns of India. Firstly, China is a known adversary for India now, and it has been working very closely with another hostile neighbor of ours, that is Pakistan. Given this scenario, India will have to watch the unfolding developments in Afghanistan very closely and strategize accordingly. Bureau Report.
Now let's welcome our guests, Ambassador Vishnu Prakash and Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh. Welcome to the program, both of you. So I'll first go to Ambassador Vishnu Prakash about America's exit from Afghanistan, and then there are fears that Taliban may take over, which means Pakistan will take over. So where does that leave India?
The Washington Post has just editorialized, and I am quoting it, saying that Mr. Biden has chosen the easy way out of Afghanistan, but the consequences are likely to be ugly.
Right.
And certainly the consequences are not likely to be what the world was hoping for, what the US is hoping for. After 20 years of being engaged in Afghanistan, having spent $1 trillion, having lost thousands of people, USA is, I think, fatigued, and they are quite determined to pull out. Although, of late, there is another rethink going on. And there is a section of the American intelligentsia which is opposed to the pullout. That said, it is clear that Taliban is on the ascendancy. That Taliban will gain control. It's not a question of if; it's a question of when. And that the biggest beneficiaries are going to be Pakistan and China, who will work in coordination with each other. Now, as far as India is concerned.
Yeah.
The conventional wisdom is that, well, Afghanistan, Taliban will again get on to its usual mischief. We recall how Indian Airlines aircraft was hijacked, etc., etc. But I would think that that is too simplistic. Question would be whether 20 years in wilderness, being hunted, being chased, has Taliban learned its lesson? What kind of leadership would Taliban bring about? Will Taliban want to be governing the country for the long term? Whether it would have learned its lesson? A lot will hinge on that. Now, if Taliban wants to govern the country for the long term, it may decide, there's a big may, to moderate its stance.
Yeah.
For that, it also needs legitimacy. It needs cooperation of the Committee of Nations. So I think there are lots and lots of moving pieces. Let us see how the cookie crumbles. But yes, India has to be watchful. India has to be careful, because there is no love lost between India and the Taliban.
Right. So I'll come back to you, but General Gurmeet Singh, I'll ask you about, as you heard Ambassador Vishnu Prakash saying that Taliban is on ascendancy, and Ghani government is trying its best to stop it or stall Taliban to maybe seize power. How capable is the government, Ghani government of Ashraf Ghani government in terms of wherewithal and capacities?
See, firstly, it's a big step by the U.S. to have decided on the withdrawal by 11 September. It is obvious that it will have major consequences in Afghanistan and in all entire region because of that. In fact, I would say that if we look at the current dynamics, then India has very categorically actually given out its viewpoint that we want that the changes in Afghanistan should be inclusive. It should be there for the good of administration and governance within Afghanistan. But it is still difficult to really foresee that what directions or what changes will Taliban go through in case they want to be part of reconstructing Afghanistan, or they want to be destructive for Afghanistan. One thing is known, that the entire effort has got to be inclusive within Afghanistan. That's how India says it has got to be Afghan-led, Afghan-owned and controlled process by Afghans themselves.
Right.
Actually, the biggest problem till now has been that Pakistan has continuously played a negative role in it. They are the one who has backed Taliban. They are the one who gave it shelter throughout. They are the one who brought them up in the Muslim.
We all know that Taliban is the baby of Pakistan, but I was asking about the military capabilities of the government led by Ashraf Ghani, whether they will be able to stall Taliban ascendancy, or the movement of the fast, what they are gaining, will they be able to do that?
I think that's a very good question, that how will the Afghanistan government or the Afghanistan police and the military forces, will they be able to control the scene? Will they become part and parcel of the reconstruction? I think that's the biggest the puzzle which is in front of us. With 325 districts of Afghanistan, 19% is controlled by Taliban, 32 is controlled by government, and rest is contested.
And they are gaining foothold. Taliban is gaining foothold every day.
Absolutely, they are getting foothold, and it is also with the backup which is there from Pakistan.
Right.
And in fact, you will. In fact, I don't know if it is true. Ambassador Saab will be able to put it more wise on this. There are also input that ISI and Pakistan have already started taking initiative to have played more role in Afghanistan and current dynamics.
Right.
In fact, their role can only be negative.
Right.
In fact, I would say that Afghanistan should be left to themselves to find solution within their own. In fact, I would say that it's a very beautiful thought by India to say that we support the dialogue system within Afghanistan, which should be by Afghanistan government, by Taliban and intra-Afghan parties.
Yeah.
I think that's where the solution will lie finally. And it has got to be a
But that is an utopian thought, I guess. So I'll go to Ambassador Vishnu Prakash. As you talked about Taliban, whether Taliban has changed over these years. And as General Saab also mentioned about India's position, that it should be Afghan-led, Afghan-owned processes. But we all know, as I said, that Taliban is the baby of Pakistan, and I mean the strings are with Pakistan, ISI, Pakistan government. So whatever Pakistan wants, Taliban will do. It's like Kathputli. So we all know. So has Pakistan changed? So I will ask that question.
Well, Pakistan is not likely to change in my lifetime, and I plan to live 100 years more.
We wish you,
but,
we wish you that. Yeah.
But as far as the baby being somebody being the baby of anybody, that I do not know. Except what I know is that the child is the father of the man. Those who have considered somebody as a protege, or as I say, the cub grows up to be a lion and then becomes smarter than the older one. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You know, it will all depend on what kind of leadership that Taliban brings forth. Chances are, and these are chances, I must say that this is a hope that I'm talking about, that 20 years in wilderness and being hunted can teach you a lot of things. Now, if you want to introduce the emirate again the emirate in Afghanistan, then there will be a problem. But if you moderate the stance, suppose, they say, all right, we will have an Islamic Afghanistan, but we will try to find a modus vivendi with our neighbors. We will make some compromises on their hardline stance. Will be respectful towards women. It will not be the same as it is now. I'm very sure that a lot of gains will be lost. But then there is a choice.
Right.
You were asking whether the Afghan army is capable of
Preventing. Yeah.
preventing the ascendancy of Taliban. Even when the American air cover has been there, American forces have been there, the NATO forces have been there, Afghan National Army has made progress, but only this much. Let us not forget that the attrition rate is very high. The training is not as good as it needs to be. And the motivation levels are not what they are. I mean, some of the naysayers or the critics say that it's all a question of turban. I mean, you remove the turban and wear a black turban from an ANA, you become a Taliban.
Taliban, yeah.
So there is very little dividing between the two. After the U.S. withdrawal, although they say they'll continue supporting the ANA economically and so on, I don't think it will be the same. I'm very afraid that the gains will be lost, and progressively the Afghan National Army will find it difficult to contain the
Taliban.
spread
Yeah.
ascendancy of Taliban.
So as you talked about, the gains will be lost. So many people, many Indians, concerned Indians are asking, so India has invested $3 billion. Like we have constructed their parliament, we have constructed power plants, power projects, and other water projects and other things. So what happens to that?
Well, Ajay, we have not done it as a favor to Afghanistan. We have done it as a favor to ourselves, because we need a peaceful neighborhood. Our stock in Afghanistan is the highest, and we are genuinely want a Taliban Afghanistan which is peaceful, which is prosperous, where the rule of law prevails.
Right.
Well, we have two choices. Either we send boots on the ground, get into this quicksand or called Afghanistan, and get sucked in there, or we do what we are capable of doing, and that is what I think we will continue to do. We have been supporting Afghanistan, a democratic Afghanistan, the best way, but we do not control the narrative. And if Taliban has to come to power and, the gains have to be lost, well, that is how it is fated. But it is not that the world has no choice. If Taliban goes back to its good old ways, then there are options. Northern Alliance is no longer there, but can be reconstructed. There are ways to tackle it, but all said and done, the future at the moment does not look very promising.
So what are the options? You talked about Northern Alliance is gone. There is only Uzbek leader Dostum is there, or maybe Gulbuddin Hikmatyar, or I mean they are
There is
ragtag. Yeah,
There is never a vacuum. I mean, we have in India also, we have always heard after so who, after he who.
right.
I mean, circumstances throw up a leader. It is going to be messy. We are
Right.
sitting in a studio and we can talk as very learned people, but on ground the situation is the worst sufferers will be Afghani people.
Right.
And things are going to be messy. But all I'm saying is that if they again engage in excesses, the world may not be mute. Iran has a stake in the well-being because Tajiks and Iranians are close to each other. Uzbekistan has a stake. Other countries have a stake. So let's see how it happens. But the point is that it is going to be a setback for peace, and we will see years of instability and violence. May see.
Yeah, correct. So, General Gurmeet Singh, I come to you. So, there is, as we talked about, there could be vacuum and there could be difficult situations. And one more element which I noticed recently is that there was a report that after exit of US, China may send its peacekeepers there. I mean, China is apparently taking interest, and I have read about President Ghani also praising China that it is not an interventionist force and all that. So, is that equation also maybe playing in?
Ajay, like the foreign fighters I was talking about, was the terrorists who have come from the foreign countries. In fact, many of them have been contributing into this confusion in Afghanistan, and that too for too long. At the moment, we are talking about the withdrawal of the US troops and of the NATO troops. But apart from that, the people who have been part of the problem, who are the foreign fighters, must also leave. I would say all those people who have been expanding the problem in Afghanistan must get disconnected. In fact, like Pakistan has never played a positive role in Afghanistan. They are the one who's been continuously on the negative role. They are the one who've been backing the Taliban in all the facets, whether it's a madrasa, training, sport, or hiding that leadership in the country. I would go to the extent of saying that all the regional players who are there in Afghanistan, I think they should have a shared interest for a stable Afghanistan hereafter. So, irrespective, whoever wants to contribute in whatever way, but it should be towards a inclusive
General Gurmeet
aim
Singh,
of
that has,
Afghanistan for the peace.
General Gurmeet Singh, that has been, if we see the history, that has been the tragedy. I mean, all the powers, neighboring countries that are involved in Afghanistan don't have any interest in stable Afghanistan. They have their own interests, how to play out.
Absolutely. Ajay, I totally
Afghanistan
agree
is
with you.
fighting ground for them.
See, Ajay,
Pakistan,
in the
Iran,
current time,
yeah.
I
Please.
absolutely agree with you. See, all those stakeholders, all those trouble creators, they have to reset themselves along with Afghanistan in this opportunity which is coming up the way. It is after 20 years plus that the US troops are withdrawing from this area. Obviously, there will be shifts, there will be changes, there will be realignment.
Right,
But the
sure.
reset which is required is that it should be towards the peace in this area. They have had problem for too long. So therefore, I would say that not only the foreign troops who've been there for last 20 years, but the foreign fighters, the terrorists who come from other than Afghanistan area must move out. Pakistan must move out of this problem. Otherwise, it is going to harm them the maximum in the coming time.
Right.
And the fallout of the next consequences of what happens in Afghanistan will be first on Pakistan itself. And you also brought in the point regarding China.
Yeah.
See, if they take the initiative of contributing towards the UN peacekeeping operation, it is good.
No, they are not talking about UN peacekeeping. Their own peacekeeping force, Chinese peacekeeping force.
There is nothing known as own or the Chinese peacekeeping. It is the international scenario. It is the global approach.
But
It's the regional approach.
but I don't
It
think
is not
Chinese
a
believe in
private
that.
Business. It's not a private business of keeping peace in the areas with your private interests.
Yeah.
I think that
So-
expansionism, that thought of expansionist involvement, I think must be curbed by them.
Yeah, so I'll ask Ambassador Vishnu Prakash. You heard General Gurmeet Singh about foreign fighters must leave and there should be reset, and all those stakeholders should have, should have interest in peaceful Afghanistan. Do you expect all this happening?
There is a lot of should.
Yeah.
The question is what would happen.
In fact, he said must, not should. He said must.
General Gurmeet Singh is a very experienced strategist, and I have a high respect for his opinion. What he says is absolutely right. But there is, as he knows and I know, there is a very big gap between the should and would.
Right.
And there are ground realities. As far as foreign fighters is concerned, the chances are that Al-Qaeda will not raise its head again. Al-Qaeda at the moment seems to have been decimated. China is quite determined to be the biggest gainer, and it has several motives, several interests. One, it is eyeing the natural resources in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is resource rich, and China has already spoken of massive investments in mining and so on.
Right.
Secondly, under the Belt and Road Initiative, they are in the position to invest money in infrastructure. And, they are nice people. They will, like they have taken Hambantota, they have taken Gwadar. They will take chunks of Afghanistan on a 99-year lease, but they will make investments. Now, also they are concerned of the influence of Taliban on the Uyghurs in Xinjiang. So that is yet another motive.
Right.
So yes, China can and is in all likelihood will be quite willing to play a role along with Pakistan. So that is a concern that we all have. Again, question is whether Russia will join hands because at the moment there is Russia and China work in close coordination.
Right.
Now that will become all the more formidable. As I said, at the moment everything is up in the air. There are lots and lots of moving pieces. The short point is the democratic world is likely to lose. The gains are likely to be lost or at least get diluted. Taliban would be back in business. What kind of Taliban it would be remains to be seen. And India has to be very watchful. Ajay?
So, in fact, I wanted to close, but you have summarized it so well, so I don't need to say anything. No. So, we have to watch out and be watchful. That's the only thing I can say. Thank you both of you for participating in this debate today. All in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another important topic tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.